The PFF position rankings roll on. Today it's all about the off-ball linebackers. Here's our top 15. Of course, you can see a breakdown of all of these guys in the PFF Draft Guide, all part of your PFF Edge or Elite package. It's all about the tiers here, Mike. We've got two linebackers, both named Devin. There are 2 first-round picks. How do you separate these two guys? Because everybody seems to have them up there.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a tier, and then there's a chasm between everyone else. If you need a linebacker, you want to get one of these 2 guys. The big differentiator between White and Bush, in our mind, is playmaking ability in coverage. You just see some off-the-charts plays on White's tape that make you think that he could be one of the best, if not the best linebacker in the NFL in coverage someday. He's just that freaky, moves like a cornerback does at the linebacker position.
Now, he's not great against the run, but of course, that's a little bit less important in today's NFL. The movement skills on both of these guys, though, incredible. Not only do they have the same name, but both ran in the 4.4s. Everything about them is very, very similar from a measurable standpoint.
Yeah, about as athletic as linebackers, as you'll see at the college football level, and even in the NFL, about as athletic as you get. Like you said, 4.4 speed, they get up to 100 miles an hour in the blink of an eye. They can get sideline to sideline so quickly. Both can make plays. They're both so good at making plays in front of them, in coverage, dump-offs. They get to the ball carrier like that. You saw Devin Bush last season chase down Saquon Barkley, both from a standstill, both went to the sideline. Devin Bush caught him. That's pretty rare at the linebacker position.
And the thing about the 2 Devins as well, they're both really good as pass rushers, whether they're blitzing, whether they're spying, add-on rushers. They do it all, so they're affecting the pass game. It's the most important part of today's NFL. Devin White, Devin Bush, they are the class of the linebacker class. And then after that, you said a chasm, but we do have 2 guys with round 2 grades before we get into rounds 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Tavon Coney, I think we're going to be a lot higher on than a lot of the NFL, though.
Yeah, he's just been consistently productive throughout his college career at Notre Dame. Nothing special athletically, but I love his balance. Only 17 missed tackles his entire college career.
On over 300 attempts.
Yeah,
I mean,
5%
really
missed tackle rate, one of the best in this draft class. Such a good tackler. I love his feel for zone coverage, so I think he's going to be a solid player. He's obviously probably won't go that high because athletically, people like that upside in coverage. He doesn't necessarily have that, but a guy like Blake Cashman out of Minnesota, we think does 4.5 speed, had a 90-plus grade this past season. I think he can do things in coverage. Not quite on this level, but similarly.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Joe Schobert, who's found his own way as a middle linebacker for the Cleveland Browns. So we have those guys in the round 2 mix, and then the rest of these guys, we're talking rounds 3 and 4. I think the big name that we have to highlight, though, a guy getting some level of first-round hype, Mack Wilson. He's been linked to the Steelers quite a bit in mock drafts.
Yeah, he just has not produced on the level we've seen from Alabama linebackers. We talk about Reggie Ragland before him. Last season, Rashaan Evans, he is not grade-wise on par with those guys, and that's concerning. I think a lot of people see the name on the front of his jersey so that he played middle linebacker at Alabama, assume that he should be, good. Athletically, he's not on par with those guys. He's not necessarily a great athlete in his own right. He's not even on, not even close to these 2. So we don't see the hype. We're more bullish on more of a 4th round type of guy for us.
Yeah, so he's a lot lower than I think a lot of other people have him. I need to highlight Malik Reed. He's down here at 15, but he's played a little bit of edge at Nevada, rushed the passer pretty well. If you're talking about a team that will use him as a blitzer, as a guy that you can move around, I think he could be fantastic value, even though we have him down more in that day 3 mix. Anybody else out of this group that's worth highlighting, Mike?
I think both Ben Burr-Kirven and Bobby Okereke have interesting athleticism in coverage that I'd be looking for on day 3. Ben Burr-Kirven, the grade-wise, has been fantastic. Okereke has very long arms. That helps with taking on blocks. That helps with securing more tackles. Just has more range when you're that kind of guy. So those 2 are interesting names later in the draft.
So there you have it. It's our PFF off-ball linebacker rankings. Of course, we've got a full breakdown on all of these players in the PFF Draft Guide, all a part of PFF Edge and Elite.